Hey everybody, Palm Springs Cindy. I am here today um, to answer your questions. Now, a few videos back, I did sort of a call out. What are some things that you would like me to do more of? What are some questions? And so I thought it might be a good idea. It might be a good idea to answer some of your questions and content ideas. So I just got back from taking Poppy for a nice long walk and then a golf cart ride. So I'm not fixed up. I just, here I am and here I am. So I do have my phone and I'm going to go over your questions on my phone. Now, several of you said that you liked the fashion shows. And when I have sort of five outfits that I want to share with you guys, then I will do a fashion show because I know those are popular. I enjoy watching other people's fashion shows. And several of you said you just like just knowing about my everyday life as a single woman and what it's like going places alone. Now, let me kind of touch on that. I do go places by myself. I go spur of the moment places. Like, for example, if I'm hungry and I feel like Mexican food, there's a really great Mexican restaurant just a few miles away. And I might go there by myself and sit at the bar and have a Mexican dinner. They've got televisions and things. It's a very casual restaurant. I've certainly gone there by myself and don't feel inhibited at all by doing that. Um, it sort of just depends on my mood and what's going on. We have another restaurant local. I could practically walk there, and it I have gone there by myself for dinner. They have something that I love, and that's like one of those giant hot dogs on a pretzel bun, and I love those. So sometimes I'll think, I kind of want one of those hot dogs, and spur of the moment I'll go down there and get one. So I will do something like that. As far as like going out fancy to a fancy place by myself, I have not. I haven't really done that. Not that I wouldn't, but I haven't. Several of you said you still enjoy my get ready with me's. Others said that, and this is very true, that I'm not consistent enough, that I need to upload more. And I agree. I very much, I upload when I feel like it, and that is sometimes not often enough. A lot of you are still interested in my dating stories. I'm going to share this much. Some of you had some questions about dating sites still, even though I have kind of talked about that. But just to refresh, if you're a single woman and you're interested in dating, then yes, join a dating site. Go online and there are several of them and you can just Google dating sites for mature women and then look at their website, see what they are offering, see what their if their website is easy to navigate, and what if any are their prices, and they will ask you to fill out information. One thing you might consider, in fact, I'm considering doing this. You might consider opening up a different email address so that whatever dating site you do join, the responses will go onto that particular email address. And that way it won't clog up your regular email box. So once you decide, I know I've been on Our Time, I've been on Zoosk, I've been on Match. Um, I think I can't remember any other ones I've been on. I kind of get into kicks where I'll get on a website and then I'll meet a few men and we go out and then, that's usually the end of it. And then I drop out. I go dark and I don't date. I'm just sort of not into it. And then maybe I feel like, okay, I'm ready to see what's out there and then I'll give it another try. So that's sort of my MO. And like I said, I have met some really great guys and I've had some real crazy dates, But all in all, it has been overall a good experience, and it certainly is one way to meet lots of men. Um, so once you decide on a website and you fill out the information and you open up your account, they will ask you to send pictures, and I advise you to send as many pictures as you want. I don't even know if there's a limit or not, but I find that I don't want to investigate any man that does not have a photograph. And even if they have one photograph and not more than one, I find that I pretty much pass over that person because there's a big difference in one photograph and another. Sometimes men put photos of them that are from quite a while ago. So you have to learn and be kind of savvy to you'll learn, as to men that are I think the men tell the truth. I know I tell the truth, and so I know that since I've turned 73, I don't get as many hits as I used to get. I think 60-ish is the magic decade, but there's still men that contact me, even though I'm 73. So I say be honest, send current photos, and remember, none of us are 29. They're not, and I'm not. So I really look at, what are their interests? What is their background? Have they never been married? That's a red flag for me. Are they, do they live too far away? That's another red flag. And even though you put that detail in your profile, that you don't want to don't send you any men that live too far away. Sometimes they still do. So once you open up your account, you will get pictures of men and that fit your wants. The site will ask you, what ages are appropriate. What ages are you looking for? What religion are you looking for? What height and weight are you looking for? They kind of narrow it down, and then they will send you pictures of men that fit your bill, and then you click on you like them or you don't like, or just skip, swipe, and so once in a while, you're going to find somebody that you would like to meet, and then you'll look at their profile, you'll read what they have to say about themselves, and then you write to them. There's like a little text bubble, and you can put hi or hi there. I like your profile. Please check mine out. Just keep it simple, dimple. And then if they read what you've written and they read your profile and they want to get in touch with you, then they will. And I would say don't be offended if you're not getting a bazillion responses. It only takes one. So it is kind of fun to get to know some men, and you might find that you'll have several dates, and then you might find that maybe a time will go by, no one's really responded to you. You might want to be on more than one website at a time, depending on your urgency. So I say if you're considering dating, give it a try, and dating sites are certainly one way to do that. So if you have any more questions or want to know, email me. Let's see. A lot of you said, oh, you're a great storyteller. We enjoy when you tell stories about your life. Thank you. Hair tutorials, that has been mentioned a few times. I can certainly do that. Oh, I had mentioned in one of my videos about my passport situation and that I wanted to go on an Alaskan cruise, and I would need my passport. Well, I know that Alaska is part of the United States. But recently my daughter went on a cruise to Alaska, and she had her passport. And from what I understand, sometimes they pass over into Canadian waters. So for that reason, she did need a passport when she went on her Alaskan cruise. So I just wanted to clarify that, yes, I do know that Alaska is part of the United States. And let's see, some of you wanted to know more about my car leasing, and I'm going to share that with you now. I do know I do know that car leasing is not a way to save money. I do know that car leasing is looked down upon by many money people, like that's a waste of money kind of a thing. But it all depends on a person's needs and wants. So for me, car leasing has worked out. And so if you want to say something negative about my car leasing, please don't, because I've already heard it. I've already heard it. And for me, it works. And I'll tell you why. Um, First of all, when you go, like for example, I'm going to be turning my car in 2 months. I have two more payments on it. To me, car leasing is like renting a car. You rent the car for the period of time you own it. When you turn it in, your ownership is over. It's yours in every sense of the word. You're the owner of that car for the amount of lease years. So I'm going to be turning my car in. So what that means is I go to where I bought it, and you don't even necessarily have to do that, but I'm not going to get into that right now. You go to where I purchased it, and I go to a BMW dealer in Ontario, California, by the Ontario airport. And before I get there, I will have phoned and talked to the leasing agent and told them, and they will talk to me about what I'm looking for, because I always turn it in and lease another one. So they know that I like to lease used cars, usually a dealership car that has maybe 7,000-ish miles, 10,000 even, 11,000. And then it's considered a used car and I get it for less. And then I turn mine in. When I turn mine in, they check my tires to make sure that I'm not turning it in with, really poor tires. They, check to make sure there's no harm on the car. And they want that they want the car handbook back. It's always in my trunk, and they want both keys back. And I always have those. So I turn that in, and while they're checking the car over, then I go in and talk to the leasing agent, and they know that I want a car. They know what kind of car I want, and they know what color I want, and I already know what they have in the lot for me to look at. So then they might have 3 or 4 different cars ready for me to look at and to drive and so on, and I do. And so then I choose which car I want, and I say I want 12,000 miles per month. That's what I usually have, but this time I got like 10,000 miles, I think, which was fine. In fact, I'll stick with 10,000 because it's less expensive, and I'm not hardly driving at all anymore. And then I pay tax and license to drive the car off. And sometimes they want money down, and usually I don't think I give any money down at this point. And they usually have some kind of incentives that help whatever. And then I say, yeah, that's the car I want. And then I go and I fill out all the paperwork and I drive out of there. And I have that car for 3 years. So I'm always driving a new car. I'm always driving a nice car, because as expensive as those luxury Mercedes and Beamers and whatevers are, I'm not paying that full price. I'm only paying for those years that I'm driving it, and then I turn it back in. Now that also means I always have a car payment, but that's okay with me because it's in my budget. I know that I have a trustworthy car, and I also have a nice car, and that means a lot to me. So I like driving a BMW. I've had them for probably 20-some years. It's a comfortable style for my body type. It's certainly big enough for me, and there you go. So that's my leasing experience. Now, let's say I want to go with a different car. Let's say I want a little Mercedes C-Class, because I have been looking at those, but they're just a little too expensive. But let's say I found one that I could afford. Then I would go drive my BMW into the Mercedes dealership. They would handle the end of my BMW lease for me. They would, I would do all that paperwork with the Mercedes dealership, and then I, in addition, lease a Mercedes and fill out the paperwork and everything from the Mercedes dealership. It's an all day long process. It's tiring, and the more you can do over the phone, the better. Now, most of these car dealerships have like a nice station where there's coffee and television, and you can kind of go in there and get your mind off the paperwork while they do some of the paperwork stuff. Then they'll call you back in. So it is a process, but it's one that only happens once every 3 years because that's what I lease my cars for. So I don't know what else to tell you, but for a single woman, and even before when I was married, I still chose to lease a car because I knew, once again, it was always under warranty, and I knew I would always have a nice, trustworthy car. So that's my reason. And if it's expensive, it's a gift I give to myself. Okay, let's see. What else can I talk about? I kind of want to redefine my channel, and because some of you are like, oh, if you're going to talk about all this Christian stuff, I'm going to unsubscribe or whatever. And I just want to say that this channel is about growing older. It's about women growing older in a world that values youth. That values youth and health and vitality and beauty, and wants to sell us that bill of goods, and wants us to be a part of that. But as we mature, sometimes we're sort of left in the back of the line, so to speak. And so what I want to do in this channel, and what I hope I've been doing, is just sharing my personal experiences, what it's like for me to get older in this world that values youth and beauty. Now, as you guys know, I totally fight getting older. I've had cosmetic surgery. I've had, I love the hair and makeup stuff. But there does come a point where you can only do so much. So I think it's more about, let's just be the best we can be. I, that, through this, through my time on YouTube, I have talked about weight issues. I've talked about these are some of the issues I've talked about and shared with you guys. And I know these are some of the same issues you have dealt with. I have dealt with aging parents. I have dealt with my father who's had dementia. I have dealt with my mother who recently passed away. I have dealt with my own personal health issues when I fell and broke my leg, not once, but twice. And my experience in the hospital I shared, my experience in a nursing facility, which I shared, my experience once I got home and had physical therapy and was in my wheelchair, which I shared. I have shared getting Botox. I have shared getting facelifts. I have shared dating. I have shared I hate to cook. I have shared holidays. I have shared, I have shared my divorce. Oh my goodness. And what it's like selling my home of 34 years, buying a new home on my own, starting a new life, turning 70, new life. That's what my banner says. New age, new life. So, I think that many of us are going through those same issues, hopefully not divorce, but if so, divorce, parents passing away, our own maybe failing health, if you've broken a limb or broken a hip or whatever, children being an empty nester, living on a fixed income. These are all issues that we are dealing with as single women. Well, not even as single women, as women who are maturing. And these are the kinds of issues, that I'm going to continue to talk about. Now, some of you have suggested, like what could I bring to the table regarding encouragement and support regarding getting older? And this is what I would like to say. I think that it's one thing that can help us stay active and stay upbeat in our aging process is if we are around other people. And I think that that can be very hard for many of us, including me. I've become, I'm very comfortable in my own home by myself, watching TV, walking my dog, talking on the phone or whatever, texting on social media, going, putzing around with my computer. I mean, I could keep myself busy by myself, no problem. But I know that's not good for me. So the community that I live in has activities. And so really the only activities I do on a regular basis, I play bridge and I play canasta. And then once in a while, I do go up to the clubhouse and enjoy a meal or a happy hour or sign up for one of their little events. I recently signed up to play bridge at the Duncan Bridge Center, which is they play duplicate bridge, and that will be good for me to get out and be around other people. And then I also going to church. Now I have recently joined a new church, and this morning I've signed up for 2 Bible study classes. One is a woman's Bible study on Zoom. I tried to get on this morning, but I didn't have any luck. And then another one is Thursday afternoons. We meet at the church, so I will be doing that. Usually, if you join something through your church, it's very safe and comfortable, and there usually are a lot of women there. So, I think to try to regarding continuing to live a full life as a mature woman, and especially mature women on our own, I think it's important to get up, to get our makeup on, to get dressed, to spend time outdoors, whether it's a nice walk, walking our dogs, and to be around people, however that might look for you. Now, don't forget about things like just going to garage sales or swap meets, checking out your civic calendars. Sometimes they have nice activity. Bingo, as crazy as it sounds, bingo can be fun. And just start out maybe one activity. Think in terms of, I'm going to join one club or one activity and see how that goes. And then, for those of you who don't have a dog or a pet, that has been a real lifesaver for me, because I can't be, I can't be just all to myself. I have Poppy that jumps on me and, and whines and wants to go out for a walk and so on. So, having a pet really helps as well. Okay, ladies, I don't know. I know that there might be more things. There's probably a lot more things to say, answers to questions and things to answer. But I did want to sort of, more than anything, I kind of wanted to redefine and specify what my channel is about. I'm not a Dominique Saxe. She is just such a professional and so adorable and so with it. But I am a Cindy Hollinger. So, I can only offer myself and my friendship to you, and I love your friendship back to me. So at any rate, if you have not, please subscribe. And P.S. I love you. Mwah. Until our next conversation. Bye-bye.